Okay, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm giving a quick review on some of my favourite Oscar looks. So let's get straight into the video and waste no further time. So the first look is Jada Pinkett-Smith. She's wearing this Jean-Paul Gaultier couture dress designed by Martens, of course. It's a really voluminous dress, really huge. She's also having this green theme going on, so she's matched the colour of the dress with these Jimmy Choo heels. Yeah, I really like this emerald dress. It's from the Spring/Summer 22 Jean-Paul Gaultier couture collection. And for guys that don't know, Jean-Paul Gaultier retired from his couture collection. And so what he decided to do moving forward was to have guest designers every season to kind of show their skill and design under the Jean-Paul Gaultier house. So the first person that did a couture collection under Jean-Paul Gaultier was Chitose Abe, who's the creative director, founder of Sacai. And then more recently, it was Martens, who we know from Y Project and what he's doing at Diesel. Now, Martens has been on an absolute roll in fashion recently. Whether we're talking about Diesel or Y Project, he's just been doing a lot of really good things. And I remember having this conversation with a few friends. It seems like people that went to school in Belgium or Belgian nationals are starting to really make some noise in fashion. Whether we're talking about, you know, Pieter Mulier at Alaya, what he's doing, Matthew Blazy at Bottega, Martens at Y Project. Ruchemi Botta obviously was at Nina Ricci. He's not Belgian by nationality, but he's Belgian in terms of the fact that he went to the Royal Academy of Fine Arts in Antwerp, so he's sort of like a product of Belgian education. But anyway, I kind of just went on a tangent there, but I really did love the dress. I thought it was definitely one of the better looks at the Oscars. I almost think now it's like a taboo to talk about Jada Pinkett-Smith because of the whole thing that happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock. But it doesn't make the dress any less good just because what happened, essentially. Next, we're going to talk about Lupita and Nyong'o, and she had an amazing gold Prada dress, and it had all these like really interesting glittery sequins all over it. Now, I've always said that, and why I think this dress looks really good on Lupita, I've always said that as a black person, if you have dark skin, there's something about a contrast between like a color like gold or yellow or like really bright colors, poppy colors against the dark skin. Like there's a contrast that makes the color just pop and it looks really nice. Like me, for example, I'm wearing black. Probably not the best color to wear for my skin tone. You can wear whatever color you want, to be fair. I'm just saying, like, if I wanted a color to pop, if I wore a color that contrasted my skin more, it would pop more and the color would look a lot deeper and richer. So that was the first thing I noticed. I was like, her skin complements the dress so amazingly. It's insane. So yeah, I just really like this Prada dress. And I know that Lupita in the past has worn a few dresses that have this sort of metallic color to it, this metallic sheen. So this is not like something that was out of the ordinary, just like a big surprise. And it's also very similar to the 2016 Emmys dress worn by Sarah Paulson, which was also a Prada dress, basically almost the same design. The only difference is that obviously the color and then the neckline is completely different. But both dresses were amazing, so this dress was good. Next, a look I really liked was a look by Maggie Gyllenhaal, and she's wearing this sort of custom Angler Schiaparelli gown. It's kind of an interesting column gown, and it has different gold accents across like the dress. Really liked it. Really amazing dress. I think anything that Daniel Roseberry designs at Schiaparelli is just, he doesn't miss. The only criticism I've had for Daniel Roseberry, and I hope this will affect the way he designs, because what he designs definitely affects what's on the red carpet. I think that when it comes to the way that he's decided to reintroduce Schiaparelli to an audience that probably doesn't know what Schiaparelli is or didn't know prior to like Kim Kardashian wearing it, is that he focuses a bit too much on surrealism. And while surrealism is a big part of what, you know, Schiaparelli did, a big thing also was futurism. And Schiaparelli was using materials that weren't really used in fashion at the time when she was using them, using really crazy fabrics. Even her use of plastic on the zips on dresses, back then when she was making it, was seen as crazy because plastic was seen as this like futuristic synthetic material. Now we have the means to, you know, make plastics really easily, and we know it's like not good for the environment and stuff like that. But back then it was sort of like a very forward thinking thing to put on your clothing. And so I'd like to see him sort of play with that. Maybe, you know, use more interesting fabrics or develop Schiaparelli's own fabrics that are more like futuristic looking. That's just something that I would find interesting. But yeah, that aside, Maggie Gyllenhaal's dress was amazing. Mainly because I've seen the dress before and I liked it from when I saw it during the Spring Summer 22 Couture collection. So next we're moving on to Billie Eilish. So looking at Billie Eilish's look, it's this very, very dark black gothic sort of Gucci dress. A lot of ruffles, a lot of volume. Yeah, it was kind of an interesting look. I think Billie Eilish now is in a transition phase. There was a time when she used to dress really androgynous. There was a time she used to wear a lot of like menswear. Actually, I'll take back the word androgynous, because a lot of time, women wearing menswear, people say it's androgynous, but people don't say it the other way around. People say, oh, he's wearing women's wear. So I don't know how I feel about calling a woman that wears menswear androgynous, but she was definitely wearing a lot of menswear and she was mixing a lot of women's wear. Then she got into her phase where she was like, I just want to be really feminine. And now she kind of just does what she likes. I think her wearing a Gucci dress makes a lot of sense in the fact that Gucci is actually androgynous. Like Alessandro Michele's Gucci, his vision of Gucci is actually very androgynous. Sometimes when you look at a Gucci runway show, you actually don't know if the models are male or female. Like, I could not tell you. There's some models I see on the runway. I don't know if it's their faces and the way he casts models. Like, he actually casts models that look very androgynous. Or if it's the way they style them that you can't really tell. And I've made a video on, like, Alessandro Michele's Gucci. So definitely check that video out. But I think it just makes sense because Billie Eilish sort of experiments a lot with different looks and menswear and women's wear. So yeah, I do like the fact that she was dressed by Gucci. I just think it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. It was also funny because I saw on Instagram that someone on TikTok, I think, said that Billie Eilish was like the worst dressed at the Oscars, and she like literally clapped back, which is quite hilarious because I always thought that celebrities are always so famous and they're so in their own world that they don't really see what happens, neither do they actually care. But I guess that's not the case, clearly. These birds are going crazy outside. They're making so much noise. Oh my god. And now it sounds like a plane. Okay, no, that's not a plane. I live near, I live right beside the River Thames. So there are always boats going past my house. And the massive boats that go towards France, they make so much noise. So that's why, like, sometimes you might hear like some sort of like boat engines in the background of my video. It's quite funny. But anyway, moving on. Next, I'm looking at Zoe Kravitz look, which I really liked. She had this pink custom Saint Laurent gown, and I can see she has this feminine bow on the side, and then the waist is also cinched in. To me, the dress was kind of simple. It's kind of design we've seen over and over again. Very classy, but I just think it was very clean, which is why it was one of my favorite looks. Some people do clean and safe to the point where it looks boring. This doesn't look boring. This just looks clean. The one criticism I do have, and I don't know if it was her stylist or who did it, but her hair looks like it's styled to reference Audrey Hepburn. Now, in fashion, I've said this in videos before, but in fashion, I don't know why when there are so many things you can reference in life and just so many things you can reference. I know it's the Oscars, I know it's Audrey Hepburn, I know it's Saint Laurent, I get it. But sometimes these references are so tired. Like the amount of times that people have done an Audrey Hepburn hairstyle is like, I actually want to go to sleep because so many people have done it over and over again. It's like, you can reference someone else. It doesn't always have to be Audrey Hepburn every single time. It's like okay to reference something else. I mean, Zoe Kravitz's latest role that was big, if I can remember correctly, is the Batman movie. So maybe she should have given us something more Batman themed when it came to the hair than just like Audrey Hepburn, which is so like the obvious thing to do and the boring thing to do almost. Next we have Megan Thee Stallion, and she wore this really sexy, voluminous, biomorphic blue gown by Gaurav Gupta. Now, this dress is a work of art. It's amazing. I remember when I saw this look initially and I went on Gaurav's Instagram page, like the official Instagram page, and I was looking at the biomorphic dress. And if you go on Instagram, just go on the page and look at the details of the dress. It's literally a work of art. It's so good. It's amazing. And I just love this look for Megan Thee Stallion. How I've always thought of red carpets is that people are a bit more experimental during the Grammys, and then during the Oscars people are more like elegant. They're a bit safer, the looks are a bit more mature, and so Megan Thee Stallion's sort of sexy look contrasted with most people's, you know, more serious, elegant looks, kind of made her stand out, and in a good way, because when you think about it, Megan Thee Stallion's personality, she's quite outgoing, bubbly. It makes sense for her to wear that kind of dress. It's kind of, I don't know, if Megan Thee Stallion wears like a really boring gown, it's just not, I don't think it would hit the same as other people. I think this dress is more, it suits her personality more, if that makes any sense. Next is Zendaya, and I know a lot of people are actually talking about Zendaya's look. She has this Valentino Haute Couture look, designed by Pio Paolo, of course. I also liked her accessories, you know, those Bulgari bangles. I thought that was nice. But yeah, it was really cool, like sort of like a silk white shirt and then a skirt full of like silver sequins. I thought it was really classy. It's almost like a really elegant take on business casual wear, because if you think of women, a lot of times they just wear a shirt, heels and a skirt. But this is just like super elevated, like a silk shirt that's cropped in a very angular way, and then a very long flowing skirt full of sequins. It's almost, yeah, it's just like a business casual look that's super elevated. And I know that the narrative of Zendaya is like, Zendaya just owns every red carpet, and every red carpet that she touches turns to gold type of thing. And I think sometimes when those narratives are built, someone can do no wrong in terms of their outfit. And while I did think it was a really good outfit, I did like it, I wouldn't say it's Zendaya's best look, at least not that I've personally seen. But yeah, overall, I like Zendaya's look. I thought it was really nice. Then the last look that I really liked, and I had a few things to say, was Demi Singleton's look. So I'm looking at it now, and it's this sort of lavender lilac gown. It's a custom gown made by MiuMiu, and I really like it. I think she showed out, especially because this is her first Oscars, if I'm not mistaken. And when you think about it, Demi Singleton is like the perfect MiuMiu muse. It's like, she's really, really young. She's like 15, if I'm not mistaken. And MiuMiu is like Prada's younger, youthful, fun sister. Demi embodies that because she's really young. She is the person who is the cool person of the time. Obviously, she was in the movie where she was playing Serena Williams. So yeah, I just think that MiuMiu and her work really well. And I just liked how, once again, it was clean, but it was classy. I liked the beading on the dress. But yeah, I just thought her wearing MiuMiu just made so much sense, honestly. But anyway, those are my favorite looks. Comment down below what your favorite looks were. This is funny because I barely make red carpet videos, but so many people ask me on Instagram, like, oh, what are your thoughts on the Oscars? And I literally had to like reply like 30 people simultaneously. So I was like, you know what? I might have to start reviewing red carpets, because if I review red carpets, what's going to happen is I won't have to keep messaging people like, yeah, I thought this. And then the next person, yeah, I thought this. So it's also good. And then also people can get my thoughts, because I always say that I'm into fashion. I work as a fashion journalist, so I'm into fashion. Like, we're talking about streetwear, I'm into it. Fashion history, I'm into it. Red carpet fashion, I'm into it. What people wear on the streets, I'm into it. I'm just into everything. So yeah, it should be interesting. Comment down below if you want me to react to the Oscars after party looks, because I also had a few thoughts on those. But on that note, I have an ebook on effective ways to learn about fashion. It's on my website. The link to that is in the description below. And thank you very much for watching. I'll be back with another video very soon.